Morning, everybody. We are the Breakfast Club. DJ MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. Good morning.
Hi, guys.
You're.
What's up?
Today is Bring Your Kids to Work Day.
It sure is.
You didn't bring the baby for me.
I was.
I mean, but your other kids are here, and Jess didn't bring the baby for me. I need to practice.
I thought it was going to be too many babies for you because he said he was going to bring baby Peyton and I was going to bring baby Marley.
I'm trying to be a mom of twins.
I don't think you could handle it.
Yeah, you don't have no kids. So going from no kids to a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old is crazy.
Yeah, you would have been. I would have had problems.
And I see how you carry your phone and laptop at the same time. No. No.
2 phones.
My goodness. All right, well, let's get to the latest with Lauren.
All right, so the last hour we began to have this conversation because Michelle Obama has been talking about the fact that she's been not happy about certain things and she's choosing herself in her relationship and in personal. So y'all started talking about what it's like to have to do things for your spouse that you don't want to do. Michelle Obama talked about this a bit because she spoke out about not going to certain events. What you laughing at, Envy?
Nothing.
What y'all planning?
We ain't planning nothing.
We not. Go ahead.
She's talking about not wanting to go and do certain things when she's with Barack Obama. Let's take a listen to Michelle Obama on skipping events.
Unlearning some of those messages that I've been saying to myself. And so practicing no in a very different way intentionally. My decision to skip the inauguration, what people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart. Right. And it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right or that was perceived as right. Mm-hmm. I had to basically trick myself out of it. And it started with not having anything to wear. So I was like, if I'm not going to do this thing, I got to tell my team, I don't even want to have a dress ready.
Yeah, she talked about having that dress ready. She said she had been so triggered to have to just do stuff for everybody else that she would keep clothes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there was no self-care. There was no boundaries as we talked about earlier. So question for the room. Mm-hmm. I know y'all have to do things y'all don't want to do in y'all marriages, right? Mm-hmm. But she's Michelle Obama. Is it 10 times worse? Does she not get the no?
I mean, every relationship is different and people, function how they want to function in their relationship. But there's times when I need to go to places and I'm sure my wife would rather stay home. But she goes because we're a team. And then I know there's times where, she needs to go someplace where I don't want to go, but we're a team and we do, we go. It is what it is.
Do you get that because it seems like a bit it started to affect her mentally.
There's nothing wrong with spouses having boundaries, especially if those things will disturb her peace, if they will disturb her mental, if they do disturb her emotionally. And honestly, if I'm talking to her and she tells me how she feels about a situation and why she doesn't want to go, if she feels very strongly about it, I'm going to ask myself, well, damn, maybe I don't need to be there either because that's my significant other. That's my better half. She may see something that I don't see. So I don't have a problem with it.
Well, President Barack Obama couldn't say he wasn't going to the inauguration.
I get that.
You can tease him. He's a grown man. He can do whatever you want to do.
He was going to that inauguration. It's like I said, every relationship is different, but I'm sure with you, Jess, there's times where you got to go someplace and Chris is like, all right, F it, I'll go. And I'm sure there's times the opposite. You like,
but if it disturbs your peace, it's one thing to just not want to go because you don't want to go. But if you're like, yo, I am morally against this. I know this is going to disturb my peace. This is going to disturb my mental health. And you still force the person to go? Come on now.
Well, one thing about Chris, he likes the gun range. I don't like to go, but I do go because that's something that he really likes. He likes golfing. I don't like to go because I don't even know what I'm doing. But
you do it for
it's
him.
boring out there, but it's like, all right,
pictures.
It's like, all right, I'll get cute pictures. But like, he be really into it. But I go because that makes him feel good that I'm right there doing, or I act like I want to hit them balls. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all right, cool.
And I think that's dope.
But none of those things disturb her peace.
No, they don't disturb my peace.
They're not disturbing you mentally.
But what he's saying is, what Envy was saying is like, yo, your husband was the president of the United States. It's not a soul, yo.
It is a soul.
We see how miserable Melania look, okay? All right, cool.
You know why? Because she be going places she don't want to go.
Exactly.
She needs to sit her ass home.
She
like
is
Michelle.
the first lady.
But Jess, you have a new baby. You have your older son. You are here at work. You're traveling on the road. There are some days where you just like, yo, I need to breathe. And Michelle Obama's point is she wasn't even taking that time. She was she was just going and carrying everything because women, that's what we're taught to do.
Yeah.
We can't say no.
But also, we're acting. We know what Michelle was saying about President Donald Trump on the campaign trail. Maybe she didn't want to look like a hypocrite. Maybe she didn't want to be calling this man a threat to democracy, calling this man a fascist, but then sitting there cheesing in his face like the rest of them. Because we all gave them hell for doing it because they all look silly. But I gave Michelle props. I'm like, Michelle's the only one that stood on business.
That's fine, but nobody had to cheese. Nobody had to cheese his face. Even though you're forced to be there because of your country, you didn't have to, give him a high five and poke him in the belly. You ain't had to do none of that.
If Michelle was there and her face is anything but cheesy, now that's a whole story. And she talked about that too, how she gets dragged when things are not perfect.
Absolutely.
When she feels a certain way. When she talks about her and Obama's relationship, she gets dragged. And she said she's tired of taking the high road all the time. She don't want to. No.
See that right there?
No, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
When we go where?
Why you still play her audio?
Because we don't have the time. And y'all been talking a lot. What she said was that she said that she's tired of taking the high road all the time when it compromises her mental health, and she doesn't want to teach her daughters that.
I'd much rather hear that from Michelle Obama than you. You should have the audio. I'm just like, I'm senior news producer. And don't blame that on that. Y'all just ain't gonna get the audio.
No,
that's what that was.
We have another clip. But don't play. I wanted to get to something else. You all taking over my segment.
Get to it.
Thank you, Jess. It's not even Michelle Obama related. It's Ari Lennox. So
okay, what happened?
Ari Lennox is no longer on Dreamville, right? The story came out that she's leaving Dreamville. Don't with your fan. I want to get this in because when the story dropped, people thought that she released this announcement. It did not come from her. I'm told by a source close, and they want people to know that did not come from her, and she does not feel good about how it was released, and that is a big part of the reason why she wanted to be separated from Dreamville. She wants control back over herself and over her music, and the story that was published was not Ari Lennox whatsoever. It came from somewhere else. And she's still signed to Interscope, which is a UMG, like a part of UMG subsidiary, right? So she's still going to be releasing music and doing different things. But that Dreamville announcement was not her. Things are amicable, or so she thought. That's it. She just that needs to be said.
Well, good for her. She's dope. She's dope, and she didn't feel comfortable there. And she got out, and she's doing things the way she wants to do it. She wants to control her own narrative. And good luck to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to Kehlani. It's her birthday too today. So, you're speaking of singers.
She Mexican? No, she's not Mexican. Is Kehlani Mexican?
No.
Why are you trying to make everybody Mexican, yo?
I think she's Latino.
Everybody Mexican.
You got a Mexican birthday calendar, and you know all the Mexican birthdays.
Cedric the Entertainer is not Mexican.
He's not. He's black.
He's 61 though. He needed that birthday shout out.
So she know all the comedians and all the Mexican birthdays. That's on brand for Jess Hilarious.
Yo, why when you said Chris likes to go to the gun range, he opened up his eyes like that? It looked like he was about to. You gotta watch him.
I know, I do. He is a clown. He's trying to.
No,
he wants
just
to
don't want
protect his family.
Yes, exactly.
Just that didn't help.
I meant like Chris. Like, no, you don't be putting them in situations where they might get investigated. That's all I'm saying.
You're an asshole. That's why I said that. Dang, I knew what you was. I knew what you was hitting at.
Because he's trying to do it right.
No, he don't know where I live at.
Okay.
You better not put up in mine.
All right. We have no more dumps. All right, guys. All right. People's Choice Mix is up next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.